How do you do, fellow kids? It is time for another G.I. Joe classified box opening. And this one is rather exciting. I got the Baroness and in her Cobra C.O.I.L cycle. I think this is a great figure. I don't think, it didn't make any sense that this was like the hardest figure to get in the world. But that was just the nature of what was going on last year. I don't know if if they Target and Hasbro. Actually, that's my theory. Is I honestly think that they were testing the waters. They were kind of trying to see what demand was going to be, and I definitely feel sorry for anyone who overpaid on eBay for this action figure. But but who could blame them? I mean, there's no way of knowing that Hasbro and Target would turn things around. I mean, they were not making any statements to that effect, and it was just like they came and they went, and both companies seemed to move on, and but they saw the writing on the wall, and they're in it to make money, and there was money to be made by releasing more of these. So I think that was the right call, and worked out for a lot of collectors. And I'm glad that I got some, and I'm glad that other collectors were able to get some. So yeah. Before I open it up, we'll go ahead and take a look at the packaging. As with all of the G.I. Joe classified, got really good box art. This one kind of reminds me of that sort of 1980s minimalistic artwork. I'm sure if I had done any research before I just started talking, I could look up who that artist was. Of course, we've got the huge, the big map of Cobra Island. This big image allows you to see some more detail. Really cool stuff. I've got a couple of like giant snake statues going on right here. So real cool. Yeah, I actually think that the box art is one thing that Hasbro really did well with this toy line. I've seen some other stuff like the Jurassic Park boxes and Ghostbusters Plasma series. They don't really look interesting at all. I think the Black series for a long time were just super boring. The Star Wars Black Series 6-inch line. Marvel has always done a good job of having a lot of really good artwork. Obviously, artwork is kind of baked into the DNA because we're talking about a franchise that was built on comic books, and artwork is so important to that. I can see my gestures in the reflection of the box, which cracks me up. So I'm going to give this one a thumbs up and open up this package. All right, so now I've got the Baroness out of the box. Comes with this great backdrop that I'm probably going to use for more videos to come. But let's just take a look at the Baroness. She has all the articulation that we've come to expect from 6-inch figures by Hasbro, consistent with Star Wars and Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series. She comes with 2 of these kind of like laser rifles. They actually mount to the side of the motorcycle. She also has a dagger with a Cobra snake head hilt, and then she comes with these 2 gold pistols. Very cool. On that holster into her belt. Her glasses are not removable. However, they are a separate piece. Gives a lot of depth to the face sculpt. I think they did a really good job with this figure. I don't necessarily like the horn-rimmed glasses on her. I think something a little simpler and more understated would have been fine. But other than that, I think the way that they kind of engineered the glasses is really good. She also comes with this this like Cobra laser gun, which is a really cool kind of detailed item, and also comes with an alternate head so that she can have a motorcycle helmet. So yeah, pretty cool. She's got a lot of really great details. I think this is a good sort of update and interpretation of the original vintage figure. She's got kind of the black body armor. She's in all black. Yeah, so I definitely don't really have a lot of complaints about this figure. I think she looks great. I didn't get my Destro figure out, but the two of them make a great duo. So yeah, and I think the motorcycle is cool. I've heard a lot of people kind of complaining about it, and I don't necessarily know what the complaints, where the complaints stem from. I do have to say that for packaging purposes, the right side handlebar was separate, and I actually had to install that, and that was pretty difficult. In fact, I finally used some pliers, and I tried not to damage this as much as possible. I didn't get anything to like put between the pliers. I just simply gripped it with the pliers and pressed down, and I finally got that in there. And you can see a little bit of the residual texture, but I think that's, I don't think that's super damaging. It didn't really have a, it doesn't ruin the aesthetic of the handlebars. I haven't tried to put her on here, but I'm sure I could get her into a pretty good pose onto this motorcycle. The motorcycle is very science fiction looking, but it is quite substantial. I know that a couple of years ago they came out with a kind of a chopper type motorcycle for Zartan, and I think those had really weak parts and broke pretty easily. I know that's something that happens a lot of times with these motorcycles. I think even the original Ram and the Silver Mirage were prone to breakage. So I mean, obviously, this motorcycle doesn't get me as excited as I am about the Ram. I can't wait to get my hands on that one. I have pre-ordered it from Target, but yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I've seen some people, sort of give this over to like a Cobra Trooper or something, and not the Baroness, which I think is, which I think works too. I think this could be an accessory for a different figure and not necessarily the Baroness. But it does have a cool, cool science fiction look to it, and I think completely appropriate for someone who is, going to be outfitted by Destro and have some sort of kind of strange technologies. So there you have it. There's my G.I. Joe classified review of the Baroness. I give this figure a thumbs up. I definitely think that I definitely think that out of the gate they've been giving us some pretty good Cobra figures. And I can't think of any Cobra figures that I don't like. I would probably say that, the Viper and Firefly are the ones that I think they could have done a better job of sort of assimilating that the kind of the idea of the vintage figures to a modern modern 6-inch action figure. And I'm trying to think of what else. I thought Destro was great. I think all the Cobra Commanders are good. I am disappointed to hear that they aren't going to go. They aren't going to give us a hooded Cobra Commander. I know why, or at least I've heard the rumors of why they're doing it, and I'm sure that I can't imagine that those rumors are untrue. That they don't want to have something that looks, or could be compared to the Ku Klux Klan, and I somewhat agree with that, but I don't look at Cobra Commander and think Ku Klux Klan. I mean, he's the shape of his hood is definitely different than what a Ku Klux Klan hood, and it's bright blue, or I guess it's typically like a royal blue. So I don't know. Maybe there are people who look at that and think Ku Klux Klan. I've never thought of that. So. But yeah, I think that kind of hooded Cobra Commander look is a classic look. So it's disappointing that we're not going to get that. I don't know what else they would do with Cobra Commander. I mean, they even brought the hood back in the early 90s. I guess I guess Cobra Commander was, I think, the most, they had the most versions in the vintage line. I think the total was 7, and 3 of them were hooded. There was the original, and then in the 90s they had like the voice commander or whatever, the one with the little audio thing, and I think they had one other one. I think one was all black, and one was more of a brighter blue, kind of close to the original. And then let's see, you had the silver face mask, you had the battle armor, and you had a red face mask, the one that came with the paper airplane launcher. Had that kind of like translucent red face mask that you could sort of make out some facial features behind it. And I think the last one was kind of like an astronaut Cobra Commander that was part of their kind of lean towards science fiction and mech suits and stuff in kind of like the later runs of G.I. Joe. So it would be interesting to see a battle armor version of Cobra Commander. I think it would be cool if they did like the face mask style Cobra Commander, but as a Python Patrol commander, and I think that's it. I mean, I don't really think they should do the astronaut thing. If we're not going to get a hooded Cobra Commander, they've already released 3. I only have 2 of them. I didn't get the royal one, or Regal. I think that's the one, the light blue, which I kind of regret not getting, but at the same time, I don't really like that version, that action figure. I liked the all black Snake Supreme version. I got that one, and I got the regular release. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anywhere else they could really go with Cobra Commander, other than maybe you know, I mean, he wasn't part of Python Patrol originally. I mean, I know from the animated series, and I don't know if that was meant to be, or if there was any definitive answer to this question in the comic books, but oh man, Copperhead was the leader of the Python Patrol, and but I think you could easily expand Python Patrol. I know that they did expanded Python Patrols later on for like convention exclusives. They did like, you know, laser vipers with the Python Patrol motif and that type of thing. So I think they definitely should do, you know, Tiger Force, Python Patrol. I don't know if they're gonna get Sergeant Slaughter on board. I heard a rumor that they were going to, even though Sergeant Slaughter's already signed up for the Valaverse, or the Action Force. But yeah, I don't know. I guess you could just call them the Marauders or something like that. And actually, I mean, I don't know. I guess the top of my list would probably be Night Force. I think redoing some of the characters in like the Night Force colors would be good. But you know, they don't. I don't know if they even have. I don't think they've even released any of the characters that had the normal version and the Night Force versions. And then obviously Tiger Force and Python Patrol are big on the nostalgia factor. I did have one or two of the Slaughter's Marauders, but you know, they just kind of looked weird. They just had these kind of big blocky stripes, yeah. So I think we could do without the Slaughter's Marauders. But I definitely think they should do some Tiger Force. They got we already have a Duke and we already have a Flint, and I mean, they could expand that and, you know, do another. Oh well, Roadblock was part of Tiger Force. So yeah, we need another Roadblock. We haven't had a new Roadblock for a couple of months. So I figured they're going to announce a new Roadblock by September, right? You know, I mean, that's that's kind of how often we get a new Roadblock, right? But yeah, all kidding aside, and I think, let's see, we got for Cobra. I mean, for army builders, we need some bats. Tempted to buy the Super 7 bats, but you know, I don't know. I'm not going to go full tilt into the cartoon stuff, so I don't even know if it's worth it getting one or two of them. And I would rather wait and see what they do with G.I. Joe Classified to see if we get a bat. And you know, we could get some Crimson Guardsmen. I don't know if we're going to get Tomax and Zaymot. I'm okay if we don't. But I'd love to see some Snow Serpents, some Eels, and you know, and then and Copperhead, and you know, get those guys in the Python Patrol motif. I guess my question to the viewers is would we rather have the original Python Patrol motif, which had a lot of weird like canary yellow and grays and stuff, or the motif that was adopted later that was closer to what the vehicles looked like, where it was like a dark gray with that you know, that crisscross like kind of purple color. yeah, so I think that would be cool. Get another Baroness in Python Patrol colors, or even the Baroness that came out later, or it was a convention exclusive, where she was the like Crimson Guard Baroness uniform. I think I think those versions would be pretty cool to see.